I don't know. Like it seems like it's a little bit old school in a way.
Old school.
They used to they it feels like that kind of used to be the go-to for a vacant title was like a battle royale back in the day. Was like a battle royale or like a or and I'd say more in like the 2010s era it was definitely like
Mm.
tournament style it seemed. If we were to have a new title or vacant title it was like tournament style. But I definitely don't think it's gonna be tournament style. I don't think they would've I don't know. I don't see them doing a tournament unless they just make it like an all-night thing, like it just takes up like 2 hours of Raw, which would be sick.
It
Um,
would be very sick.
yeah, like, but I doubt it. I think to be honest, I think I w I kinda wanna see him do a battle royale. For some reason, my money's on a gauntlet match, though, but I don't want them to do
Gauntlet
it.
match.
Dude, they've been loving gauntlet matches lately, bro.
They do love gauntlet matches.
Like, and I just but I don't I think that's like a very uneventful way to crown. And then it just also gives somebody like a huge advantage over the others.
Yeah.
Um, like I know you said like you think they might do like Becky versus Liv. Um,
Yeah.
which I get that where you were coming from, we were like Becky and Rhea just had their match, and Liv is the last person to pin Rhea. Um, and she also just injured Rhea. But I also think it just doesn't make sense to have it like a singles match, especially with like such little build. Like in the way that all they did was announce that it was happening next week. They didn't announce how or who
Yeah.
or so doesn't it almost feel like they're just gonna be like I almost think Battle Royale, like that's why it almost makes me think Battle Royale, which makes me think that Adam Pearce is just gonna be like the entire Raw women's division.
So, man, it's like I
Yeah, I would say if you had to rank like the three most likely options in which and how they do it, what do you think they are?
um I think I think the most likely situation is we get a tournament.
Like a one night tournament?
One night, four women. You have three matches.
Yeah, bro,
Um,
before women is like so like it doesn't even feel like a tournament, but you're probably right.
well, I mean, yeah, but you also can't do more than four
Yeah,
people in a
no, but
tournament for
like
one. I mean, they like could if it was just the entire show.
yeah, if they just did an 8 woman tournament and it was the entire
It
show.
was just 3 hours of Raw and nothing
Bro,
else.
they
That would be
should.
sick.
That
That
would
would
be
be fire.
sick. I don't even care. Like that would be so awesome.
So I would put that at number one. I would put singles match at number two, and I would put
Bro,
battle
that would
royale.
honestly probably do great ratings if they were just like that would probably do way better ratings than a normal Raw.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I also think. Like that's why I think like the tournament is going to be is the most likely situation
Because
because
it takes up like more
it'll take up
time.
an
Yeah.
hour. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to think of like how they're going to justify who's involved in this match because I could see all three scenarios happening, right? Like you said, and if you're not following us on our social media, that's where we posted the video. But I said, like you said, that I said Liv Morgan is the last person to pin Rhea. Becky just had a feud with Rhea, so I could see Pierce being like, all right, you two are going one
Yeah,
on one.
also, I just will point this out. I noticed someone like on the TikTok. I'm not trashing this person by any means, but they
But you're not trashing them.
no, it was a fair comment, I think, in a way. Like they just like meant they just on one of our clips they were like they said that Becky is going on oh no, it was you. It was when you mentioned that Rhea vacated it. Someone said that Becky is like taking time off with Seth, but um it appears that's not true because like she addressed it on Twitter kind of because like people said that and then um WWE posted something advertising her for live events in Europe and she was like, "Oh, but I thought I was taking time off." She was like, "See you soon." Like that she'll be on the road in like 2 or 3 days. So,
Well,
um,
I also just thought like even if she was taking time off, like they like I don't like I think we'd be like, listen, can you just come back and do this one match for us and then we'll give you 2 weeks off? Like I didn't think that was like a proper excuse to be like she's not because she wants to have a vacation. Like I think like just to come back and wrestle one match. But like so I could see that
no,
happening.
agreed. I also just think
I
she
could see
said
them
that tweet and stuff came out before Rhea vacated the title.
okay.
That was like last week.
And so I could see them doing a 4-woman tournament where it's like 4 previous champions. You all are going to get a shot. Someone said Nia. I've seen a lot of people say Nia Jax could be in the singles. I could also see that. But I think if it's not going to be Becky versus Liv 1-on-1, then I think they're going to do something else. I think that's the only way they do the singles match. Then I could see the Battle Royale happening where it's like you have the entire women's locker room is like, I want to be in the match. I want to be in the match. And everyone's screaming at Adam Pearce. You're just like, enough! You're all going to be in the match. It's a Battle Royal.
Yeah, let's yeah, I'm going to say
Because wouldn't it be fun to have like Chelsea Green and
agreed.
other people?
I think that's probably where I'm at. I think you've probably convinced me that they're going to do a 4-woman tournament, but if not, then I think it'll be a battle royal because of kind of what you said and just the way that they've been very vague about it. I think he'll be like, this new era, somebody needs to step up. You know what I mean? Like, and take it for themselves. Like, or what if he's just like ladder match main event tonight? That would be nuts.
Sick. Ooh, a ladder match would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be a ton.
Just have them tear it down.
Yeah. So who is I guess who's who are names to throw out there as potential people to, be the women's world champion now? I think obviously the first person that comes to mind is Liv Morgan with everything that's happened. Being that she's the one that just injured Rhea. She was going after it made
clear that was the next step.
Yeah, it was clear that they were doing Liv versus Rhea. It seemed that was the direction they were going. So, what do you think? Do you think? I'll say one. I'll say, do you think who do you think they put it on, and how do you feel about that?
So, like we talked about last week, it's tricky. We're in a tricky time right now with the draft, which is this week. So it is kind of tough to figure out who they're going to put it on which we'll get into that in a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. Doesn't it feel like it's just like a slam dunk for Liv Morgan? Like,
yeah, it almost feels
who else would it may be Becky, but like,
or I really can see Nia Jax. Like, I could see it being her. What if Roxanne comes up? Double champ, Rox.
That would be cool.
Yeah. That's not like the craziest thing to assume, I don't think. There's less likely things.
I don't know. That seems pretty not likely.
I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right.
But
I don't know. It's just
I can't the mindset of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who's like a sleeper? Who's like a sleeper dark horse? One that people aren't going to expect. They're not going to think about this person, but this person, don't be too shocked if this person is your women's champion on Monday.
I mean, what are the odds Chelsea Green just wins it?
Yeah, dude, that would be pretty sick.
That would be awesome. I mean, I don't know if there's more of a dark horse than Chelsea Green to win this. Yeah, because like I could see it happening, right? Like
so can I.
Been a staple of Raw for however long she's been back in WWE. Like they obviously think very highly of her. I mean, I think she's a good option.
And they got to win. Her and Piper got to win this past Monday.
They did.
Chelsea got the pin.
I mean, because that's the thing with like Raw. Like if we're just talking about, which obviously we are just talking about Monday Night Raw, like we always have said they kind of lacked that star power. Not that they don't have the talent, they just haven't built enough stars on that brand.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there any chance that like
Shayna?
Charlotte is healthy
Mm,
and pulls up? Like, I don't know what her status is on her injury, but like
maybe, but I don't think so. I almost just like we said, it's almost too it's too obvious, I guess, but like it's just such a slam dunk for to put it on Liv, because it's also like putting it on Liv also, because you're not rewarding her for injuring Rhea by any means, but you can't make, like, it also makes Rhea's injury not for nothing, basically. Because then it's because Rhea was this giant dominant champion, and Liv Morgan came in and took her out. You know what I mean? And took her and put her on the shelf. And then so it's like to come in, have Liv come in, put her on the shelf, take her belt, like,
well,
oh my god. And then like the feud for when, like, if Liv is champ and then Rhea returns when Liv is still champ, like, dude, that feud is going to be like, that feud can main event a pay-per-view. Like, that feud's going to be so hot. So it's like, it's almost like, I'm almost at the point where I'm like, it's too obvious, but it's right in front of your face. Like, just put it on Liv and just give her a monster heel run. Like, just get, like, Liv never should have been a babyface champion to begin with, if we're being honest. Like,
well, the only problem with that was because they put her up against Ronda.
yeah, that's true.
So,
and it's also not that she can't get off as a babyface, but she's obviously such a more natural heel. Like, she just works so much better as a heel. She's like, she's been, ever since she came back from injury, I feel like she's been doing great. Specifically, I thought her promo after she injured Rhea was awesome. Like, I thought her promo this past week was some of the best, like, promo work she's ever done. So
yeah, it definitely feels like she has like that edge and like grittiness to her.
Yeah, like she's become much more believable. Like, that's really all it is. Like, she's just become much more believable. It's coming a lot more natural to her. So, I mean, and like we said, like, this is a new era. They've been screaming about how this is a new era. So putting it on Charlotte, a returning Charlotte, if that does happen, or Becky or Nia Jax, it doesn't really scream. It doesn't feel new era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And whereas Liv's been around for a bit and she's been champion before in recent memory, it would 100% be different. And it's not like she's gotten a good title run before. Not like she had a good one. So
that's what I think. Part of it is going to be like Triple H is just going to be like, listen, like, they fucked up by having you lose the title to Rhea or to Ronda, sorry. And so, like, here we're going to give you like a proper title run because that one didn't go as planned and it's not your fault.
Well, and it's just like you said, man, like, Raw has really been lacking with this, like, their star quality as far as the women's division is concerned. And it's not a lack of talent problem. It's a lack of, they just have not built stars like Rhea and others, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, like, they have Becky, Rhea, and Liv are probably like in that star tier by themselves. Like, there's no one else really.
Yeah. And honestly, and it's like level. Liv isn't at Rhea and Becky's level.
Yeah. But I mean, she's like the closest.
She's the closest to that. Like, I would
put her in the same tier.
Not yet.
Yeah, but you got to think of how over she was.
She's never had a singles match at WrestleMania, man.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, she was always been like one of the top.
I love her. I'm just saying, like, you can't tell me.
All right, we'll put Liv in a tier of her own.
I agree. I think she's like I agree. I think the only person that
if she wins the world title, will this put her in that tier?
I don't like. I think if depending on how this run goes, and it's not even a hating on Liv. I just don't think she's done enough. She hasn't done nearly as much as Rhea, and and Becky has. You know what I mean? Like, um, but injuring Rhea, it was like a very like, dude, it builds her up. Like, it makes her so much more a much more credible threat. And the whole Liv Morgan revenge, like, and like we said, we don't know how long Rhea's gonna be out. You hope not until Rumble, but if it has to be until Rumble, then you can fuck around and
that would suck.
yeah, that would suck so hard.
Yeah.
There's no, I don't think it is though. I don't think it is because I think they would have like kind of addressed it if that makes sense. Like I think they would have put a time on it if it was like significantly. Like if it was going to be at least 9 months, I think they would have been like. My guess is 6 months.
I agree.
My guess is in between 4 and 7 months is when she makes her return. But like the estimate right now is like 6.
I think the earliest she comes back is like SummerSlam.
When's that?
That's probably like 4 months.
That's the end of August, right? Or well, it might be the beginning of August now because last year was the beginning of August.
Yeah, but I think they may do the end of August to build more stuff for it.
Hopefully,
if that makes sense.
It's
in August sometime. It's give or take 4 months ish.
I would be shocked if if she's back at SummerSlam, to be honest. But it's not like it's definitely not out of the.
Shocked.
I just feel like that's a little soon. No, like it's already almost May to June, June to July, July to August. Like that's only like 3.5 months.
Yeah, but
my thought was like maybe Survivor Series, like in a War game situation, like people.
Yeah, when's that? Like October,
November,
September, November.
Yeah. So
yeah,
like,
I mean,
in my head, I was like a War game situation would make sense. Like if Liv has a team.
Yeah, that would be sick. So if you had to put your money on it, who's leaving Raw as Women's World Champion?
Liv. Agreed. I'm willing. I honestly think they're fucking up if they don't because I think they're just fumbling an opportunity to elevate, give themselves another star. Like I think they're helping that. I think they're not only helping her, but I think they're helping themselves by putting it on Liv right now because it then adds a whole nother level to her character and then like we said, that potential feud when Rhea does come back, dude, that like could potentially main event a pay-per-view. Like that feud is going to be so hot, like it'll be sick.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like that's why I think Liv is going to win because I think whoever wins this title is holding it until Rhea returns.
I kind of think so too.
Like I don't think we're gonna have two champions unless Rhea's out until Rumble. But if she's out,
unless
from 4 to 7 months, there's gonna be whoever wins is gonna.
Yeah, I would say unless Rhea unless she ends up being out like a decent amount longer than they expected her to, then I wouldn't expect there to be more than one champion.
Because I think they're going back to that. When it's like, all right, we're going to put the title on Liv so she can hold it until Rhea returns to get that feud.
Yeah. No, totally. I think it's worth it. Like, I think it's worth and it's not like it, and I don't even mean worth it in a way. It's like, it's not like you have to sacrifice to do it. I mean, the sacrifice was Rhea getting hurt. That's what fucking sucks. But like, you got to do what you got to do. Like in these situations, you just got to make the best out of what happened, which is a really shitty situation. But yeah, like I said, it's like you never want Rhea to get hurt, but you might as well not have it be for nothing, and you might as well just make Liv a mega heel out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more, especially where it's like you have the draft coming up, so you can also just like shake up the rosters
totally
with like putting stars on certain shows, kind of evening it out a little bit more. And then you can also with like Liv being champion, I feel like now you can also still have wrestlers trying to prove themselves like Rhea did for like a while when she was defending against like Zoe Stark and like Shayna Baszler, like those kind of like mid-card level talent. And you can kind of just like build more stars like that through a star who's currently building herself. So I think Liv Morgan is by far the most likely person to leave Monday Night Raw as Women's World Champion. In fact, I would be very shocked if anybody else
No, same.
is
Yeah,
champion.
I would be pretty shocked. I would say Becky is honestly probably your second best bet,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's a great. But I honestly, personally, I don't think it's a great look putting it on Becky after Rhea just beat her. Like, so I
Agreed.
really think the call is Liv Morgan.